Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our mentees who has worked hard with their presentation for today. Ratu Vienny Fitrilia.
Okay, now we move forward to Ratu Vienny.
Hi, hello.
Are you ready? Okay. You have a lot of fans in
Miss-
YouTube right now. You have a lot of fans waiting for your presentation right now in YouTube.
Oh, really? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Christian, Mr. Eugene, and also all the other reviewer and my fellow mentees. I'm Vini. I'm an interior design student from LaSalle College, Jakarta. And today I would like to show you my result, my 3 days of mentoring by Mr. Eugene. Okay. Where's the Sorry, I cannot presentation showing or being
Okay,
shared.
Galu, please.
Okay. So, I'm gonna tell you a little story during this quarantine. I stay a lot in my bedroom. It is a 10-meter square bedroom. Compared to the typical bedroom in Indonesia, actually quite small. But here I do most of my activities such as sleeping, eating, and also studying and working. My workstation area where I can spend around 6 up to 8 hours of my time. Next, there are two main activities that I do. First, of course, working on my laptop, and the second one, embroidery projects. Next. So this is my current workstation looks like. I realized that this is not an ideal workstation for me. The problems. First, the open shelving system makes the workstation looks messy, and I need to clean them regularly or using this set to prevent my stuff from the dust. And also, I don't really like the railing, the one on the wall for the open shelving. It is not visually pleasing. And the last one would be there's no dedicated space for my embroidery tools, such as threads, hoops, scissors, and also my fabrics. And it's kind of hard for me to reach all different stuff from all different places. So what I want to improve from my workstation is to create a better storaging system and a cleaner visual. The room feels bigger than the actual size. This is the main goal. Next. For step, I want to get rid of the unnecessary. I want to reduce the visual noise, and also I want to use white and general color. And I also inspired by this backboard where it can be used to managing and also storing little things like stationery. Next. Next, yes, these are materials that I'm gonna use. First, I'm gonna using perforated white metal as the main material for my design. For the base, matte white to paint as the finishing, square metal hollow for the frame, and also greenery as the decoration. Next. So I came up with this solution to create a movable storage design where I can store most of my fabrics, books, and my embroidery tools with the dimension of 40 by 60 by 72 centimeters, and move around with these rubber caster wheels, and also with perforated metal as the main material for this movable storage. I plan to tiny little hooks you can find in a hardware store. I can hang my hoops, I can hang my scissor. Also, I tend to reach more while doing my projects. Next. Yes, this is the overall look or overall design of my workstation. Instead of using the old system in the wall or using the L bracket system for the table, I want bracket system to create the illusion of floating table. And also these are the tiny little hooks that I told you before. I in my perforated metal as the main material. And also for the movable storage, I want to put them under my table. And if I of them, I can just add one more, and it is very flexible when I'm doing my work and also my projects. And I hope with this design, I can be more productive, and also I can create more arts and contemporary lifestyle. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Finny. Thank you for the lovely presentations. This one is more into the clean lines. The other presentation is like everything is like they add a lot of functions, while this one is like reducing everything. I like it. It's different. So Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, it is, I think, really an interesting project behind, because there are two shelves that supports the bench. On the other side, the supporting of the bench is fitted on the wall, and then there is an interesting idea, global idea of the project. That is the meaning that I had when I did my presentation this morning. The project has to be a total concept, a total idea on what you are doing, and then I like it. I like it very much because it's very easy. Materials that are not so costly, and yeah, interesting. I like it.
Yeah,
Much.
I agree with you. I can totally see this type of product is being mass produced. You can see a lot of uh, simple table, simple top tables, and then very simple movable drawers. It can be like produced separately, and then there's a thing in you can put a hook in the wall. That also for me it can be produced separately, and then when you combine it became another a good concept, design concept. And then if you, I think it's like a, you can something like no, I'm not mention IKEA, but then again it's a, you can use this or you can use this, or it's a mix and match, not the mix and match, but you can play around with it. And I think it's great for retail. It's options for the customers to do something about their working space. Uh, Again, this is like the direction is different from the other participants, while the other participant is like more adding function to it. Vinny is more reducing it into a very basic. While nowadays, basic items are sells like crazy. So I think good job. I really like the directions, and yeah, we go to Bayou then for review.
Thank you. Okay, nice presentation, Vinny. I think this design really show a humble response to your problem. I think that is a good point. And it's really important in design to respond really humble and simple like that, because sometimes a sophisticated design is so in the end it just causing another problem. So what I like about your response, again about your response, yeah, because you can see it, your activity, respond it as a see your problem as a system problem, not just a particular product. So what makes it beautiful, because uh, you can put two aspects, technical aspect and the visual aspect, aesthetic aspect, the right proportion. And of course, because you responded like that, you have so many opportunity to go with your product to another level. You can manufacture it. You can propose it to manufacturer. I mean, yeah, you can start to create another retail or segment products. I think you have opportunity with that. And and what I want to concern about is probably you need to uh, don't play too safe. Don't play don't be afraid to play a little naughty. I think, yeah. You still it's okay to make a mistake in design, or express more. But yes, in the end you have to uh, keep the harmony, function, the aesthetic, and the most important is the philosophy of your design, the motivation of your design. I think it's like that's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, Vinny, I think we have a question for you from the YouTube live. I think one of your fans
Okay.
are requesting
Okay.
this. Okay, to Vinny. So is this a dash design only for designers?
Mhm.
I think that's the
Okay. Uh, can be used to a lot of people because um you can use the what the anything, not just my embroidery projects or my design purpose only. It can be used to hang your picture, your notes, your books, or your stationery. Because uh, right now we spend most of my time in the room, so I think to organize our things, to create a better storaging system, is it can reduce our stress level during this time because
mm,
we don't know for sure we will in the uh, and when we will start working again, we don't know for sure when. So clean your room, to tidying your space, to rearranging your stuff, I think it's very important. So I think a lot of people can use idea or this concept.
okay, so it is not only for designers. Then everyone can use this table, right? Right. Okay. Thank you, Vinny. We go to the next session. Uh, Wait. Okay, there's another question for Vinny. Not Vinny. Henry Wijaya. For Vinny, sorry. From Henry Wijaya for Vinny. Vinny, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you have any idea how about this concept for programmer? Okay, I think it's a bit. Uh, okay, go.
Okay. I don't know what exactly do, but I know it's very related to cabling system. I don't know. They own a lot of um, headphones, maybe. I don't know. But with this design, maybe this storage system to put the miniature cable and also put your headphones. I don't know, but if you use a PC, maybe the table would be not strong enough for the PC. I think, and it needs more comfortable chair. Sorry,
Yes.
I cannot answer that.
I hope the one that asking a question is satisfied with your answer. If I can add a bit, a little, there's also a chair for uh, gamers, the gamer chair. So maybe by adding that, because it became more uh, relatable with the gaming positions, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you, Fini.
And now I would like to open the Q&A session for all the mentees. Do you have any questions for the reviewer? Or maybe actually I have we have a question from the floor from the YouTube viewers. Wait a minute. So we have a question to all the participants from Francis Surya Saputra. I agree with Christian that future design should be sustainable and responsible. So do you think your design already reflects these future keywords? So to all our mentees, maybe you all of you can turn on your video and if you any of you want to like respond to this question. After this, we'll go to Ratu.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I design the movable drawer based on my problems, but I try to came up with a fewer material that I strong enough and also last a long time. And it can be personalized based on the user. It can be used not only on the workstation, but you can use it as well in the kitchen or in the bathroom. Um, Very personalized, and I think you can just with the material you can just repaint it or refinishing it when it's kind of um, usage. So I think that in that sense, my design is already sustainable enough, and I think I'm being responsible to my design. Thank you.
Thank you, Ratu. Okay, one last question before we end the program. Ratu.
Yeah, I want to ask something. The reviewer, uh, for you, what does it take to be a good designer, and what a good design exactly for personality?
Okay, maybe we can start with Christian.
Um, It is not easy to answer, really not easy, because at La Cividina we like very much the concept less is more. We like very clean lines, very clean surfaces without not so much rich details. And then we like the high quality of the details, the stitchings, the borders, everything is very, very well done, very I don't know, the end of a process of research and detailed quality production, but usually we like very much the clean and less is more design, the design that becomes from a concept that is very, very easy to interpret. A good design, I don't know, but a good design, it is something that you see immediately, that you feel immediately, that is something good, that is something beauty, that is something that fits together with the environment, with something that is happening all around. It is something that let you have a good sensation. And then from there you start an analysis, and you start to go deepen on the details and on the content of the design. But it usually is something that let you have a good feeling from the beginning.
Thank you, Christian. Maybe we go to Ibu Rina first.
Okay, for interior designer perspective, I think to be a good designer, you start to have a passion first, and you start to do a consistent everything. You need the experience, and by the time you make a design, especially interior designer, the project, when you meet client is happy, means that you give a good solution for them. I think that's a good designer. Design thing, not just finish the project. It's not just do the project, but just makes client happy and the better solution for everybody. I think that's interior designer view. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Rina. Maybe we go to the mentor first, Mas Eugene.
Yeah. Talking about good design, for me, a good design can provoke something in you. Like, not provoke. It makes you feel something. Like some good design answer your needs to certain functions, but also it not just functionality. A good design is also, like Christian said, responsible. It's also sustainable. But most of the good design, mostly they are very relevant with what we are uh, having, or what the lifestyle is nowadays. So relevant, something that is relevant and makes you not makes a good design is it's difficult to answer, because it's not just about visual, it's not just about the functionality, but also a lot of aspect. uh, yeah, responsibility, sustainability, those sort of things are merged into one, and that makes a good design. I think for me is that.
Thank you, Mas Eugene. We'll go to Ibu Naila.
Fanny is the one asking, right? She's an interior designer from LaSalle. Okay, you study, and then after that you finished your university, then you have to work. Working as an interior designer has to be passion, and patience also. You have to get, because it's not something that you can do in one day. This is teamwork as an interior designer, and you have to work together with your teamwork. Is it with your own company, or is it with other consultant, like mechanical, electrical? So there's a lot again to learn after you from university. You have to learn other experience, other science, like lighting, acoustic, and so on. From there, you get all the experience, and then you have to hear what the clients wants. You need to get the brief right. you need to know what is the function of this interior, what they want, the atmosphere that they want. But again, for me, is again for interior design, space planning is a must. So it's again about function. Later on is that you have to develop with all the materials, with all the conscience about responsibility, sustainability, select the right material, select the right furniture. The only way that you can say if it's a good project or not is when the client say, I like your project. I like where I'm now in the office or anywhere, the retail. I'm happy with you. And this is something that we say, this is a good project. That's the only thing that makes us feel good, because it's not the product that we sell. It's just a space, an office, or a hotel. And after that, hopefully you get more other project if you're a good designer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Naila. Lastly, from Mas Bayu.
Okay, thank you, Vinny. Okay, good design. It depends on which perspective are we saying. In the perspective of the customer, they can always also say on and define what is good design from their perspective. But from the side of designer, the good design itself, uh, for every designer has various meanings, various scheme and method and concern also. But but I think a good design for designer is about the designing itself. So it's not about the result. It's not about the end of the result, but it's how you do the design. So good design is start with good empathy and then ending with a good illumination. And between those two, there are good responses, which is contains good technique, good thinking, good skill, and everything that technical inside of it. The good response. And after that, you still have another responsibility for delivery. Then the next category for good design is a good delivery. And after that, uh, you can say that you do the design very well. You do the design responsibly. I think that's my opinion for you. Thank you.
Totally agree.
Thank you, Mas Bayu. Thank you, Ratu, for the question.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so that's our last question. Thank you everyone for staying with us